Hey guys, welcome to the Spring and Summer Internship series. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll learn more about spring and summer internships and improve your chances when applying. My name is Ryan. I'm a second year student at UCL. I study management science, and I'm here joined with Anil. If you could give an introduction.
Sure. So I'm a careers consultant at the UCL School of Management.
And so thanks for joining me, Anil. First off, we have to first understand what is an internship. So an internship is essentially a student or a trainee who is working in an organization with or without pay. Now, the benefits for you are that you get hands-on experience in the industry. It helps boost your CV. You can test out different industries to see what you actually want to do in the future. You gain skills and you get a foot in the door. And for employees, it helps them scout for top talent and helps them secure the top talent before the rival firms get them. So Anil, could you tell us a bit about the timeline for spring and summer internships?
Sure. So if we take spring internships, or as they're more commonly known as spring weeks, so they're typically aimed for year one students, so whether that's year one of a 3-year program or year one of a 4-year program, and they happen over the spring period. So we're looking at Easter, and they'll range from anything between 1 day to 2 weeks.
All right, thanks for that. And so I heard that every industry has a different timeline, and there's a different application process. Can you kind of explain upon that?
Sure. So, for example, the spring week process, applications are really focused around 2 main industries, which are banking and consulting. There'll be other opportunities, but there won't be like a general pool. And they will typically open up in the autumn term, so talking late September, early October. And then when we're talking about summer internships, which are really aimed at year 2 students or year 3 students, they are more of a formal process. So those applications will tend to open up around, again, typically, if we're thinking about finance, so they'll open up in July for the summer of the following year. Consulting and other sectors will tend to open up more towards the middle of autumn term, so sort of late September, early October.
One question a lot of students often have is, if I'm a first year, can I apply for summer internships?
Typically, no. Because they are aimed at students who have experienced a certain level, of getting a certain skill set. So that's why they don't look at first years. However, every application is done on merit. So if you feel that you have a extensive skill set, or you are skilled in a particular set of skills, so for example, Excel, Tableau, and other statistical software, for example, that would obviously help in financial applications, as an example.
Sure, thanks for that. One more thing is, a lot of students are often worried about so-called automatic screeners nowadays that company use. Should we be worried about that, and how do these work?
In essence, not really. It's just another form of vetting CVs. So application tracking software, for example, it's automated. So actually encourages students to really think about the opportunities by looking at job descriptions and tailoring their CVs. That's really the purpose of application tracking software: is has the candidate really done the homework, or is this just one of many other applications that you've put a very general CV in for? So there's nothing to worry about. I would argue, think about tailoring your application. It's very important to pass these screen readers or application tracking software.
Cool, thanks for that. And now to get into the meat of the subject, I guess a lot of people are wondering what the typical application process is for different industries and whether they're similar. If you could just kind of run through those briefly.
Yeah, so if we take, say, for example, spring weeks, it's a fairly streamlined process because it's really targeting first-year students. So it typically looks at an application which consists of either a CV or cover letter. And then after that, you'll be sent some psychometric testing, most likely. And that's kind of your typical kind of numerical and verbal reasoning and mathematical questions. After that, it could be a video interview. After that, maybe a telephone call or an invite to an assessment centre. And then typically you would be made an offer. So it's fairly streamlined. And when we're looking at summer internships, you're looking at double the length. So we're looking at the same steps of application submission. We're looking at some form of testing. Then we move on to digital interviewing or other types of digital interviewing. So it's not always, for example, a video interview. It could be online testing around digital environments, for example. Then we are invited onto an assessment centre. Either you could be made an offer after that assessment centre, or there'll be a final interview.
Cool. Thanks for running us through that. And I guess a lot of students have a worry about, like, is it worth applying? Like, should I apply? How many people get it? What are my chances? And what are some other alternatives I could consider if I'm not applying?
Sure. So I would say, is this the right opportunities for you? Are you interested in this particular area? So I would say that looking for spring weeks, looking for summer internships are almost the end result. So there's plenty of other opportunities in between those. So for example, there's plenty of opportunities to network, join societies, meet people at events, and speak to alumni. And I think that's the key thing, is speak to friends, family, networks to understand a bit more about the industry. Once you're at the level where you think, actually, this is the right industry, or this is the right opportunity for me, then proceed to the kind of heavy investment of applying. If it doesn't work out for you, that's not really an issue. It just doesn't work out, and there'll be plenty of opportunities for development there, thinking about what went wrong, why did it go wrong, and there are other opportunities. So for example, joining societies is a key one, because you have access to many individuals who can come onto campus and talk to you about industry sectors knowledge. Creating your own startup as well, if you are passionate about a certain area, creating another society, and meeting new people to gain that knowledge and expertise.
Yeah, even more than that, you can go for a practical experience outside your industry. For example, like working in McDonald's or like Burger King. You can get transferable skills, which you can then apply, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's plenty of opportunities. I mean, what you're applying to at this particular stage doesn't necessarily map out your whole career journey. So if you are interested in, say, retail, or because those opportunities are less structured in the sense that you can get a retail job part-time, for example, throughout your studies. You can work on campus for institutional establishments like your own library, for example, or library cafes, and campus cafes, for example, or other retail outlets where it's more seasonal. So there's more seasonal opportunities, so particularly around Christmas, particularly around when term starts. Many institutions will know that we can employ part-time staff, because there'll be many more students on campus. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Watch on for our next video if you want to learn about cover letters and about CVs. See you guys in the next one. Thanks.
I had a little bit too much of Hennessy. Just gonna tell you how I feel. Look. You so fucking precious when you smile.